Hey everybody, Brock Frady here, helping you enjoy your ride. I'm coming to you from behind the wheel of a 2023 Toyota RAV4 Hybrid XSE. This is the one that looks sexy on the outside with a two-tone roof, dark wheels, piano black trim all around, awesome grille up front. It also has fantastic blue inlaid stitching all over the cabin. Amazing technology that works absolutely seamlessly. Toyota has done a major upgrade to the technology, to the big beautiful screen that you see up here in the dash. Also the technology, the driving technology, the safety stuff, the lane keep assist, the blind spot monitor even, also the radar cruise control. All of those work beautifully together, and it takes a little practice, but once you get to know how to use all of those things seamlessly, it is amazing. Then there's the aspect of the hybrid capacity of this thing. It gets 40 miles per gallon. It has a 1,750 pound tow capacity. It has tons of room in the back. It's just an amazing vehicle that I think you're gonna love. And in this video, we're gonna go over all that stuff plus more. We're gonna take it on a ride. We're gonna look at the inside, outside, all that stuff. So let's jump right in and take a look at a 2023 Toyota RAV4 Hybrid XSE. But before we get started, I would like to say a huge thank you to Impex Auto Sales in Greensboro, North Carolina for the opportunity to film this beautiful Toyota RAV4 Hybrid. I'll be sure to leave all of Impex Auto Sales contact information, including their website, in the description box below. First things first, let's jump right into what you're going to be doing in this vehicle the absolute most, and that's driving. The drive of this vehicle is fantastic. I really do enjoy it. Check out this turning radius. It's pretty awesome. Look at that. It feels like I'm in a zero-turn mower, just literally doing donuts right here in the middle of this road. That is a fantastic turning radius. Another thing that I really like about it is the fact that it's so whisper quiet. The hybrid Synergy drive system works so well with the variable transmission, continuous variable transmission in this thing, and the 219 horsepower. It's just wonderful. It's got great torque, especially when you're in sport mode, but then when you want to take it out of sport mode and put it into eco mode, it gets better fuel economy. It's just a wonderful thing all around. The room inside of it feels great, and you actually have a good field of view. There are a couple of blind spots in the back behind you, but that's not a big deal because you have the blind spot monitor, all those things. You have a beautiful backup camera. The backup camera on this thing is incredible, and the high definition, the high resolution of the backup camera is absolutely fantastic. I have noticed that there is a little bit of wind noise and noise from the tires that you get in this. It must be because they're a little bit lower profile than the standard wheel size, but it looks so good. The XSE with that piano black trim on it. And then, like I mentioned before, you have a little bit of wind noise from the roof rack there, but to me, the roof rack is an invaluable asset for hauling your kayaks and things that you're going to want to haul, because you're going to want to get out in this thing. By the way, it's all-wheel drive, and it's going to do great in an all-wheel drive scenario as well. I'm going to put it in sport mode. There is a little dial down here. I'm going to turn it all the way to the right. The dash turns red. It has such a cool look to it, the beautiful digital layout of the dash. So we are in sport mode, and right now I'm going to push it down and see what she's got all the way. That was 60 right there. It's got great torque. That is helped big time by the fact that you've got the battery or the electric motors and the battery and everything powering the little 4-cylinder engine. It doesn't sound like it's having a hard time keeping up. Let's kind of push it again. It's got a great sound to it. Great pickup. It pulls you back in your seat really well. And it's super responsive because of the electricity factor of the hybrid system. So it feels wonderful. As far as the driving aspect, from eco to normal and sport, those are the 3 driving modes that you have access to. The same amount of power is available in each mode. It's not like it reduces the power, it reduces the delivery of the power. And it looks like I'm four-wheeling right now, but I'm not. I'm going over a rough entrance. It reduces, it changes the delivery of the power. So you have the same amount of power available. It just, in eco mode, it opens it up more slowly. In sport mode, it's more immediate. So that's kind of a tip on your driving modes. Mostly, if I had this thing, I'm going to be driving it in eco mode because I want to maximize the hybrid technology on this thing, and I want to maximize my fuel economy. That's the long and the short of it. On the highway, whenever you're driving this thing and you have the lane keep assist and you have the radar cruise and all of that activated, and also the steering, it's such a pleasure to drive. It's actually really, really easy. It will keep you at a maintained distance between you and the vehicle in front of you, and it's not jerky and choppy. It's really, really nice, because in the old days, when radar technology or radar cruise technology first came out, it was just awful. You felt like your neck was going to snap off. This is so smooth, and it maintains a nice distance between you and the vehicle in front of you. It maintains your lane so that you can stay inside your lane. So when you put it on radar cruise, you can set it and forget it and enjoy your ride, enjoy your music or your conversation with your passengers. It's such a nice experience. Now, as far as driving for a long distance, I think these seats are going to be a little bit tight on your legs because there is bolstering here, and I can already feel it. I've been in the vehicle. I've had it for a few days now, but I've noticed that you know, there might be a little bit of a tight feel in the bolstering in this seat on a long trip. So that's something to consider. That's why you would actually want to see it for yourself in person and take it for a ride. I really, really enjoy the cabin though, and the overall drive. It's nice and quiet. It's got tons of power. It's got everything you need. So overall, the drive of it, it's fantastic. So here's the interior of the RAV4 Hybrid XSE. It's really nice. Like I mentioned before in the intro, there's your blue stitching on the seats. You also have some blue stitching right here at the top of the door panel. Then there's blue stitching right here on the dash. A couple of these are a little bit soft touch materials. There's your dash here. Then you have this big screen. I wasn't sure how I felt about the screen coming up out of the dash like this when I first got into the RAV4, but I've totally gotten used to it. You can see, if your seat is adjusted properly, that the top of the screen actually lines up with the edge of the windshield where it meets the hood right there. So it's totally not in the way, and it's so valuable because this screen provides a lot of help. Steering wheel is nice. It's got a good feel to it. Over on the left side are all of your controls for what's going to pop up in the gauge cluster right here. We'll take a look at that in a second. And then voice commands, Bluetooth volume, and then over here are going to be all of the safety features that I was telling you about before: radar cruise, lane keep assist, cruise control, and then right here's mode. So the way to think about this is, along the bottom left and right is audio, and then up here is controls for this screen plus Bluetooth for your phone, and then right here is safety features plus cruise control. So it's got a nice feel about the cabin. Really good. Look how big the view out of that windshield is. Really, really nice. You can see here that I can look all around, and it's nice and open. Again, there's a pretty good blind spot right there. You see that? But that's not going to be that big of a deal, simply because you have all of your safety stuff. Right here are all of your controls for your climate system. Great big dials right there. I really like the dials and how that works. You can just press auto and it will automatically set the cabin temperature at whatever you are comfortable with. Sync makes it so that it maintains the same temperature here. That's really, really nice. And also notice that it is dual zone climate control, so comfort for both of your front passengers. High, low heated seats, 2-level heated seat system there. Really, really nice. Traction control off, and then you have a cigarette lighter adapter power right there, and also USB input there. Notice that you have your Qi wireless charging that fires up and it works beautifully. It's charging my phone right now, and you can see it's the little blue thing is activated right there. That means it's charging that device. Really nice. So you just come in, throw your device right down there, and it starts charging it right off the bat. Parking brake, brake hold. This holds the brake at a stoplight. You can keep it in drive and it will keep the vehicle at a stoplight. So all you have to do is take your foot off the brake once you come to a complete stop. Trail is right here, and then whenever you press that, a little rocky picture of rocks comes up on the dash, and that makes trail mode. And you can press it again to take it off. EV mode, once there is enough charge on the battery, you can use electricity only, but that's going to be for low speeds and like parking lots or bumper to bumper traffic. EV mode is really nice though. And then I've already mentioned this before, where you have eco and sport, so you can roll it over to the left, and that's going to make it drive more fuel efficiency. It's going to change the shift point so that it actually maintains gears that are more fuel efficient. And although this is a continuous variable transmission, and then in sport mode, it's going to change it to where it has more pep, so you have lower end torque, and it's and it holds high gears or holds gears longer, so that you have better response on the throttle. And then right here, you can just push it for normal, and basically normal is a combination of eco and sport, and that was my other camera. That wasn't me pushing normal, that beeping. So whenever you push it for normal, it's eco. It's basically a combination of eco and sport. And then you also notice that in your gear tree right here, you have park, reverse, neutral, drive, and then S. And I'm gonna put it down into drive, and then at any speed you can shift it over, and you can shift it right there. So let me pull up here to the dash, and you see that S6 right there? See that? So I'm gearing up and I'm gearing down, and so that gives you the feel of a multi-gear transmission in this vehicle. Really, really nice. And then right here is going to be your beautiful display for your dash. I absolutely love the way this works. So let's take a look at that. Okay, now this center screen is absolutely fabulous. Right now you're looking at it via Apple CarPlay, and this is connected to my phone, and as I mentioned before, once you connect it once, it automatically and really easily connects right back without you having to do anything whenever you get back into the vehicle. You can see up along the top of the screen it says home, recently played, search, library, and then when you go to this is actually Spotify, so that's what I was listening to back before. And then right here you can scroll down, and this is going to be basically what it's going to recommend based on what you were listening to before. A bunch of country, because I was actually listening to bluegrass before. So right here's the time, there's your signal strength, there's your battery, and it's charging right now. So right here, what you're looking at right now is the navigation screen. So this is one of the beautiful things about not having to buy navigation now in a vehicle, because it is automatically pulling it from your phone. So I hit that button to get to the navigation screen. Here's Spotify, that's what I was listening to before. There's settings, so you have different settings of driving focus, and this will actually help you silence alerts based on your driving so you're not distracted. Really, really nice. Announce messages, appearance, wallpaper, Siri show album art. So that's really, really cool stuff there. You can go back here and it will pull up different things that you were actually looking at before. So that's super nice. I just pressed mode, and now it went to Apple Music. And now I just pressed the button down here on the bottom left, and now you can see all of the stuff that I have. So, and you can also see how swiping the screen makes it super usable, and that's really, really nice. Then I can hit Toyota. Once you hit Toyota, it takes you back to this screen, and right here, so that's the Apple CarPlay screen. You can see I just pressed that, Apple CarPlay. That takes you into using your phone as the main guide. And then you press the Toyota button, and it says Experience Drive Connect. And so you can press get started. It does require a subscription though. And then you have music here, and then you have the phone. So this goes right back to your phone, and then back to Toyota. You can press the little car So trip information, and so this lets you see your mileage, trip range, how long you've been driving. Very cool. There's the historical data. I'm getting 29.3 miles per gallon. Of course, I only have 111 miles on this vehicle, so this is not going to be super accurate right now. Energy flow, I actually really like this screen. You can put this screen on while you're driving, and it's actually going to show you where energy is going to and from. So how you're charging your system, whether it's going to the wheels or whether it's going to from the engine to the battery pack. There's a front electric motor, there's a rear electric motor. That's all really cool stuff. And that's under energy flow. Then there's vehicle alert. There's not going to be anything right there. Then you have guest. I'm registered as a guest right now because I don't own the vehicle, and then I can go down to my settings. This is where I'm going to recommend that you spend some time once you get this vehicle and kind of put in your information to customize the RAV4 to exactly the way you want it to be customized. I just heard the engine cut on, so I want to try something. There you go. See? Energy flow. So right now it determined that the battery level was low enough that I needed to charge it. So the engine turned on, which is sending energy to the front electric motor, which is then converting it to electricity, which is then taking it and charging the battery right now. Isn't that cool? And so while you're driving, you can see energy moving all around from the wheels back to the motor and all that stuff because of regenerative braking. It's all such a cool system. So back to this, you have personal info, Bluetooth and devices, general notifications. So this again is where I'm going to recommend that you spend a good amount of time personalizing the vehicle, because you've spent all this money on this amazing machine. You might as well use it to its fullest capabilities. So then I'm going to go to vehicle customize, lights. And this is how you can adjust the, let's say, headlights. Under the headlights category, auto on sensitivity. Do we want that to be normal, or do we want it to be a little bit more sensitive as the sun is going down and cut on a little bit sooner as it's beginning to sense twilight? How cool is that? Auto off timer, so when you get out of the vehicle and you're walking into the house, the headlights as it's currently set are going to cut off after 30 seconds. That's pretty neat. Interior lights, auto off timers is 15 seconds. Door control, I always recommend you do not have it to automatically unlock when you shift it to park. I always cut that off, and the reason is because if you park your vehicle and you're not ready to get out and you put it in park, you don't necessarily want your doors unlocking, so you want them to stay locked. So the doors are going to not unlock when you shift it to park. So then wireless electronic key, smart door access, unlock the driver door only. Me personally, I like it to unlock all doors when you touch the driver's door. So with the key fob on your person, that's just a thing for me. Feedback tone, let's pull that down just a little bit. Feedback lights, you want those on. And then auto relock timer. So let's say you unlock your car from the inside of the house for somebody to go get something out of it, and it's going to automatically relock the doors if it doesn't sense activity after 60 seconds. That's a pretty cool feature. So this is kind of a brief overview. Recommend you going in and basically customizing this thing to exactly the way you want it to be. Now let's take kind of a detailed look at the steering wheel. Over here on the left side, you see OK with up, down, left, and right. I'll refer to that as a multi-directional keypad. Back arrow, phone, volume, voice commands. That's all over here on the left side. Really good, easy, effective features to use. Over here on the right side of the steering wheel, that's going to be your distance for your radar cruise control, lane trace assist, lane centering, radar cruise right here. So you can just press this button over here on the right of this circle whenever you want to activate the radar cruise. Resume and set or speed up and slow down, and then cancels out the radar cruise. And then mode is the mode that you want to listen to. What audio mode do you want? AM, FM, XM, or Bluetooth, satellite, or whatever. And then skip the track or skip the station. All really nice stuff. And now for this next section, I'm going to be using the multi-directional keypad over on the left side of the steering wheel to show you what's going on all right here, okay? So I'm pushing it I just pushed it to the left, and you can see there on the bottom of the display, there's a little car, there's a little music note, there's another car, there's a leaf, and then to the little emergency sign. So you see where the little leaf on the far left is highlighted, and that's going to be all of your fuel efficiency things. Now I can use the up and down arrows on the multi-directional keypad to kind of make selections inside of this screen. Total time driving, EV driving ratio is 71%. That's a really good percentage. So I'm being really fuel efficient with this thing. I really like that reading. Distance to empty, 422 miles. Total average, 29.2 miles per gallon. Again, this only has just over 100 miles on it, so that's not really going to be that accurate. You're going to average probably high 30s, low 40s in this on a regular basis if you're driving like a sane person. Then you see Eco Zone. This shows you in real time how you're driving, how efficiently you're driving, and also the percentage of start, cruising, and stop. You can see start, cruise, stop right there, all in green. You can see your speedometer right here is the big over on the left side. Then you have your eco, power, and charge off. And this is kind of like, instead of a tachometer, it's a kilowatt meter to show you how you're charging, how you're driving. And basically you want to try to be in this section all the time as much as possible in order to drive it most efficiently. Fuel gauge, temperature gauge, clock, and then over here are some safety stuff. That's where it's going to show you your speed limit sign, also your lanes on the road to let you know if it's out of your lane or not. And then you see EV right there, it's green, and that's, we're in electric vehicle mode right now, so the air is blowing cold, everything is on, the vehicle is on. It just kicked out of EV mode because the engine cut on to support the battery just now. Now, that's all in that electric, in that little leaf section down there. So now I'm going to scroll over, and now there's our compass, and I'm going to scroll up, and that is lane trace. So that shows you where the vehicle is inside the lane while you're driving in real time. So it's going to flash if you get out of your lane, and it may also warn you with a tone letting you know you're getting outside of your lane. That's super useful as well. Scrolling over to the right, this is all audio, and so Apple Music, I'm going to press, you can press OK for source. And so, but that lets you know that Apple Music, and it would actually show you the name of the artist, the name of the song title, if any audio was playing right now. Scrolling over again, there's your tire pressure, real time, and all 4 tires. There's your all-wheel drive system, letting you know what power ratio is going to what wheel while you're driving. And then, there's your battery monitor. There's your energy flow. That's really cool. That's a miniaturized version of your energy flow. I didn't even know it had that on it. And then back to your driving mode, or your power to your wheels. Going right again. This is a big screen because it has a ton in it. LTA is lane trace assist. You can press and hold OK, and then it will go inside of lane trace assist and let you know all about how lane trace assist works and all the different aspects of lane trace assist. If you're going to be using lane trace assist, I like to have the lane centering on, sensitivity high, sway warning on, and sway sensitivity high. Now that can beep at you a lot and all that stuff, but it's actually the safest mode, and it takes some getting used to, but you can also adjust these sensitivities if you want to. PCS is pre-collision system. That lets you know that only takes effect if you're about to get into a wreck, so you never ever want to use that feature, but it does work. Trust me. Blind spot monitor, BSM, that's the little orange lights on the outside of your mirrors. While you're driving, it will light up if someone is in your blind spot. So all you need to do to know whether or not you can change lanes is just look up. If the light is lit, don't change lanes. RCTA is rear cross traffic alert. That is a feature that if you're backing out in a parking lot, it will beep at you if you can't see oncoming traffic, and so that you can stop. This is sign recognition, so it actually will see signs. I don't even know the usefulness of this feature. I don't know why it's even on there, because if you're looking ahead and you're coming up to a stop sign, you're going to see it before the car will, most likely. Then there's vehicle settings and regular settings. We're going to go back again, and then we're going to go over to the right, and there's no messages. So that's it basically for the dash right there. So that's a tour from the inside of the front of the RAV4 Hybrid XSE, also from behind the steering wheel. So now let's hop outside and take a look at the back, or the back seat, the very back, and also some exterior things about this RAV4. Then we're going to wrap it up with a final drive and my final impressions of the 2023 RAV4. The back seat is the back seat. There's really not that much to it. You've got an air register right here in between the front seats. You also have charging power points there for your devices, 2 of those. There's plenty of leg room. It's also assisted by the fact that there's a cutout right here in the back of the front seat. And it's interesting to note, there is a pocket right here on the passenger seat. There's nothing right here on the driver's seat. There's also not a leg cutout. So I don't know why that is. There's a cutout here, nothing there at all. It's kind of unique. There's a handle right here. It's got kind of a cool feel to it, kind of a grippy feel. You have a center pull down with 2 cup holders right here. And then you can also take there's a tab right here on the shoulder of the back seat that lets you recline it a little bit more. Overall, there's plenty of headroom. I mean, that's the amount of headroom that I have, and I'm over 6 feet tall, so it's got plenty of room. It's going to be uncomfortable to get 3 adults back here. That's not going to be a nice experience at all. 2 adults though back here, plenty of room. And the reason I say plenty of room is because I adjusted this seat. I actually went up there, got comfortable in this seat up front, and now I'm sitting in that seat position. So you're going to have tons of room back here in this thing. Really, really easy to use, nice back seat, as back seats go in RAV4 Hybrid XSE models. Now let's take a look at the cargo area. I'm going to press and hold this button on the key fob, and as you can see, it lifts it right up. First thing to note, it's got a nice wide opening here. It's very deep. You have tons of room. Really nice all-weather RAV4 mat right there. Plenty of room right here. The cutouts for where the wheel wells would be, very nice, because they've given you plenty of space right there. Also notice that rear cargo mat, that all-weather mat, goes all the way up to the backs of those back seats. You have a rear tonneau cover right here that you can take, you can pull, and you can set into place there, and it locks into place. That's very nice. This is also removable, so you can take this off in the event that you don't want to use it. Also notice that your back seats are a 60-40 split. There is a tab here that you can take and fold up, and you can just push that, and let's see if it'll fold. Yep, all the way down. And so 60-40 means 60% on this side, 40% on this side. So you can carry big items and still have a rear passenger if you wish. I'm actually going to take this out so you can get a perspective of what that's like without the tonneau cover there. Isn't that nice? That's a ton of room. Notice that your floor, because of the way that back mat works, the all-weather mat, that the back of your back seats are totally protected. Yeah, that's a ton of room. I really, really like that. Very, very easy to access. Also notice that you have dual exhaust. That gives it a nice beefy look. You have a push button right here. You also have a handle here that you can pull it down, so you can just press that and the door is automatically going to close for you, sealing it up nice and tight. Notice that you have a rear backup camera, your rear wiper, your rear tail lights that wrap around, giving a nice athletic look here, a little bit of a wind diffuser right there. That's a cool little look. One thing that I also mentioned in the intro was the fact that it has this two-tone look from the roof. The roof is black, and then the body color right here with the white Blizzard pearl. Then you have your dark wheels all-wheel drive emblem right there. And I'm sorry, this is not Blizzard Pearl, this is Wind Chill Pearl. I'm so used to that Blizzard Pearl. So this is Wind Chill Pearl. It's a beautiful fleck in the paint. I wish you could be here to see it with me in person, because we'd drive it together too, and we'd have a good time, and we would go get cheeseburgers. And then it's got this real angular look. I love all the angles on this thing. You got an angle here, you got angles all down in here, and it's real kind of like blocky, and it's real angular. I just love the way that looks. Now this design has been around, I think, since 2019 with a few tweaks here and there, but it's got just such a cool look. I think this RAV4 looks beefier than most, and I think that if I was going to get a RAV4, I would definitely get it in the XSE hybrid all-wheel drive package, just like this. I would probably get silver, because silver in this thing looks so good. Notice that you've got your Michelin tires right there with those cool piano black covered spokes, aluminum alloy wheels with the piano black cover fender flares right there. You also notice that you've got some LED lighting. And this one, because it's got the XSE package, has got all kinds of LED lights right up front. I'm gonna light up the daytime running lights so you can see what those look like, because that is so cool. Okay, so now you should be able to see the headlights, the LED headlights, and also those daytime running lights. Aren't those nice? And I think that this part of the XSE package is this light accent right here. That is such a cool look. I love the look of that. There's your big old bright LED light, and then the daytime running. That is such a nice look. Then your beautiful blue and black Toyota emblem right there. That is the hybrid emblem, because it's got all the blue stuff. And again, just the nice look of that XSE package. Very cool, very aggressive looking. Man, that thing stands out. I absolutely love it. So now let's take a look under the hood at the heart of the beast. So right now we're looking at a very efficient, adequately powerful 2.5 liter 4-cylinder engine that is assisted by a hybrid drivetrain, which consists of a battery and 2 electric motors, one up front, one in the back. That gives you a tow capacity of 1,750 pounds. Toyota says that the miles per gallon is going to be 41 city, 38 highway, and as I mentioned before, it does have a continuous variable transmission. This one is all-wheel drive, and the curb weight is 3,775 pounds. And it's a great little engine. Like I mentioned before in the drive, it's got a great feel to it. It doesn't lag. It doesn't sound like it's struggling at all, especially when it's in sport mode. It's just a great little hybrid engine that is very quiet. It packs a little bit of a punch, but it's going to do, at the end of the day, it's going to do everything that you need it to do efficiently and well, and it's going to be unbelievably Toyota reliable. What's not to love? Check out these vultures that just landed on the building right near me. I don't know why they're here. It's kind of scary though. But those things flew over while I was filming, and I saw this huge shadow, and I'm like, what in the heck is that? It's a little bit scary actually. Okay, I've talked so much about how easy this thing is to drive. I'm in a pretty crowded parking lot right now, and it's a Sunday, so there's all kinds of activity going on. And so here we are. We're in EV mode right now because I've got a good charge on the battery, and we're just going in and out of a nice big parking lot, right? So I'm gonna find a parking space, and I'm gonna back into it, and I want you to see how clear. I hope my camera is able to pick up how clear this backup camera is, because this is absolutely fabulous. And it's super easy to park. I'm gonna back into this space right here. So reverse, and then look at that. And then there's a tone going on outside. Hope you can hear it. And that's to let people know that I'm backing, and that because the vehicle is silent. You see the lines? So all I'm gonna do is take those blue lines inside that white square that's on the lot and line them up. Once they're lined up, the yellow overlays the blue, and then I'm going to put the red line on the white line right there. Boom. And we are perfect right inside that space. And look at the clarity of the backup camera. Isn't that wonderful? So that was backing Now I want to get out on the highway and I want to show you how easy this thing is to drive, because I have spoken about the safety systems and how it virtually, you know, not drives itself, but it's pretty darn close, and it takes a lot of the worry away out of the driving. In other words, it maintains your lane and it keeps you at a safe distance between you and the vehicle in front of you. So let's take a look at that right now. Before we do that, I want to show you a cool feature that's called brake hold. There's a button down here, and I showed it to you earlier, and it says hold on the console right here. So now I have that activated, and it says hold right here in an amber colored icon on the dash. So right now my feet are actually flat on the floor. I do not have my feet on the brake at all. And when this light turns green, all I'm going to do is tap the accelerator and go. So this allows me, when I come to a complete stop, it allows me to just sit here with my feet flat on the floor, not having to worry about anything. And then when the light turns, boom, there goes the light. So look, all I did, I just tapped the accelerator and go. That's called brake hold. That is such a fantastic feature. Okay, so now we're gonna get on the interstate. I'm gonna flip the switch down here in the console, and I'm over in sport mode right now. And so here we go. Continuous variable transmission. It doesn't have to gear down. It's just instant torque. I love that. I'm at about 65 right now. I'm going to signal to get onto the highway. I'm going to pick up right behind this SUV here, and I'm going to set the radar cruise at 70. So right now my feet are flat on the floor. The lane keep is activated right now, and you can see we're just absolutely cruising along. I'm setting it up to about 75. It's maintaining the distance between me and the vehicle in front of me. And you can tell by my hands, I'm just barely touching the steering wheel. And so it's just maintaining it. Again, feet flat on the floor. And my hands are on the wheel, but I'm not like really, you know, truly grabbing it the entire time, because I can feel it keeping me in the lane. It's so neat. Now you need to keep your hand on the wheel the whole time, but just for the sake of demonstration, I'm showing you how it's working. And so look at that. You can see it kind of moving right there. You see that? And so that's what it's going to do inside your hands while you're holding the wheel, holding it again. And so now that this vehicle is just getting off, it's going to speed up a little bit, and now we're just cruising because it felt that vehicle exit off. So you can see how this is going to be absolutely just a breeze to use. And all I did is I pressed this button on the steering wheel and then press set, and we're done. It's just a fantastic feature. I really enjoy it, and the view out of the windshield, it's really nice. Overall, I love this vehicle. Okay, everybody, that's going to do it for our complete look at the 2023 Toyota RAV4 Hybrid XSE. I hope you enjoyed this vehicle as much as I enjoyed making it for you. And again, I would like to say a great big thank you to Impex Auto Sales in Greensboro, North Carolina for the opportunity to film this RAV4. Be sure to check them out on the worldwide internet machine. But remember, the most important thing of all, have a wonderful day, everybody.